everybody, this is Ben Edge with Covenant Worship. Today we're going to learn how to play Can't Stop Singing on the electric guitar. We'll start off with that intro riff. It sounds a little something like this. So the chords, the actual chords that we're playing there are D, E minor, B minor, then A over C sharp, back to D. So the music theory concept behind that is called tenths. That's the interval that we're playing, or the scale degrees. So if we were looking at the D major scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 1, back at the octave, and we kept going, 8, 9, 10, we're just going to play those two notes together, 1 and 10. Just like that. Now another way you can think of this is kind of think of it as part of just a regular old D bar chord. Right? So we've got 1, 5, the octave, 1, and then that's the 3 up the octave, or 10. And we're just going to omit these two notes. So if we're thinking D, E minor, B minor, and here's where it gets a little fishy with the A over C sharp. We're actually just going to play it kind of more like a C sharp minor, if you to think of it that way, but again, we're omitting this note. Then we have, so we've already looked at the major chord. To look at those minor chords, those minor shapes, if we take just a regular old E minor bar chord and we omit the 5 and the repetitive octave, then we only have these two notes. And then now all we're going to do is just slide the second shape around the neck. So right here we're at the E minor, then we're just going to slide it all the way down to a B minor. Slide it up to a C sharp. And then repeat the process. Now there's a couple things to keep in mind while playing this. We're going to use some distortion later, but kind of the real essence of this riff is that thwack from those muted strings. You want to hit all the strings. It gives it kind of a rhythmic, sort of percussive feel. Now, if we're just playing these two notes, you can see where we'd have a problem if we're hitting open strings. It's not very musical, is it? No, so what we're going to do is we're going to lay kind of the flesh of our finger, of our pointer finger, over the strings that we're not playing. So it's a pretty light touch on this note, and then all the rest of these, they're just muted. And then you put your pinky right here on the second string, 7th fret, to complete the chord. Now on this second shape that we do with the minor chords, it's a little easier. All you do is you play the shape, and then this finger's not fretting anything, so you can just lay it over behind, and it'll catch everything. Now let's take just a moment to talk about the tone that I'm using there. It's actually really simple. All it is just a little bit of overdrive. Kind of a medium amount of gain, and I'm on the center pickup on my Strat. That gives it kind of a nice sort of honky, spanky kind of a sound. With that added thwack from those muted strings, it really makes it really aggressive and percussive. And that's it. You just do that from the intro all the way through to the verse, and then it's just chords on the pre-chorus. Now the next little part is we've got a little riff that we do on the chorus. It's just sort of a little counter melody. I throw on a fair amount of reverb and a quarter note delay, and then I'm just sliding around. If you think of it in intervals, it's just 1, 5, 3, 1, 5, 2, 1, 6, 3, 1, 5, 2, and then it just does it again. So there's actually two guitars on the track. One of them is just doing it straight like I did, and then the other is sliding around. And then it goes back into the turnaround to get back into the verse. Easy, right? So here's kind of what it sounds like with all the effects. Like I said, I go into a quarter note delay, and then there's a fair amount of reverb. You can kind of hear, here's what the reverb sounds like. It's kind of pretty present, and it sort of washes out the tone and makes those slides a little bit more epic. Now there's one last little line. It's on the bridge. So it starts out kind of broken down. Really all you do is you just hit that G major 7 chord, and then it hits the B minor. So we go through kind of one cycle of the bridge, and then it starts to pick up. At that point, we come in with the counter melody. It's actually very similar to the actual melody. It's just... So what I'm doing is, if you could kind of think of a D chord and just bring it up 12 frets, up the octave, you just go in from the 15th to 17, back to 15, 17, 15, 14th fret on the high E string, back to the 15th fret on the B string. And then the second half, kind of like a little D suspended riff. So it's the 15th fret on the high E string, 14th fret on the high E string, 15th fret on the B string, 14th fret on the G string. You just do that again. You can hear it kind of sounds, let the redeemed of the Lord say so. Let the redeemed of the Lord say so. So that's kind of the idea. And that's really all there is to it. Have fun.